Hello everyone, we're going to go over some true and false statements about the light-independent reactions of photosynthesis. Here's our first one. RUBP has 3 carbons. Is this true or false? So this question is just asking you, do you know how many carbons are in the molecule RUBP? This one's false. RUBP has 5 carbons, not 3. Number 2, the light-independent reactions can occur during the day and the night. Is this true or false? This is true. Since they are independent of needing light, they can occur at both times during the day and the night. Number 3, the Calvin cycle, or the light-independent reactions, directly produces glucose. Is this true or false? I really like this question because this is a very minute detail. This is false because the Calvin cycle doesn't directly produce glucose. It produces something called G3P, and 2 of these molecules will go on to produce glucose, but the Calvin cycle doesn't directly make glucose. This is a really tough but good question. Number 4, ATP and NADPH from the light-dependent reactions are required for the Calvin cycle. Is this true or false? So this question is basically asking, do you know the 2 products of the light-dependent reactions that help fuel the Calvin cycle? Is it ATP and NADPH? Yep, it is. These are the 2 molecules that the light-dependent reactions make. Number 5, rubisco is an enzyme. So this is a tricky question because rubisco doesn't necessarily end in that suffix ase. However, it is an enzyme. Rubisco is the enzyme that takes carbon dioxide and fixes it with RUBP and is the main enzyme responsible for carbon fixation. Number 5, the Calvin cycle occurs inside the thylakoid membrane. Is this true or false? This question is basically asking, do you know where the Calvin cycle occurs? Is it in the thylakoid membrane? Nope, it's going to be in the stroma. It's compartmentalized within the chloroplast but outside of the thylakoids. Number 7, G3P is a 3-carbon molecule. Is this true or false? I'll give you a little hint here. Kind of has it in the name there. Yeah, G3P is a 3-carbon molecule. Number 8, the main purpose of the Calvin cycle is to release energy for the cell. Is this true or false? This is false. We kind of talked about this before. The Calvin cycle isn't there for energy release. It's actually storing energy in those G3P molecules, which will later become a glucose molecule. Number 9, the Calvin cycle is a linear pathway that stops once glucose is made. Is this true or false? Again, now that we've been over this a couple times, you should understand that the Calvin cycle isn't going to make glucose. That's the first mistake, but it's also not a linear pathway. It's a cyclic pathway. So there's basically 2 reasons why this is false. And here's the last one. 10. Rubisco is the most abundant enzyme on Earth. Remember that rubisco is that enzyme that plants are going to use for carbon fixation. And since that there are tons of plants on Earth, this is the most abundant enzyme on Earth.